Good afternoon, my conscious co-creators. Welcome to another edition of the Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity. Yes, I've been away for a couple of weeks, taking a little vacation for the holidays. Was away with family in Israel, and we took a little side trip to Budapest. For those of you who are connected on Facebook, you probably saw some of those pictures. It was a lot of fun and really very important for everyone, I feel, to take a break sometimes, to just kind of get away from things, give some space in your life, to be able to just not think about the things you usually think about on a daily basis, to just give ourselves some space, some time, and like an opportunity to integrate all the stuff we usually work on, and so that when we come back, we can see things with new eyes, refreshed, and be able to come back in a different way. So I hope you enjoyed the replays, and we've got a bunch of new shows coming up from now to the end of the year. And I just want to let everybody know, I think I may have mentioned it before we went away, but maybe not. But we are doing something very special here on the station on December 21st. For the winter solstice, we're doing a Talking Alternative radio marathon from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to go all day, 12 hours, all different hosts from the station. I'll be doing my regular show that day since it is a Thursday. And except for the regular shows, all the extra stuff is not going to be recorded. So if you want to catch that, you want to catch it live. So it's very important. I hope you guys will tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun. It'll be open to a lot of people. It'll be great. Okay. Now, let's get started with our quotes of the day from the universe and from Abraham. And I even got a special quote of the day today because of my special guest. So let's get started. Let's see what the universe and Abraham has for us today. First, from the universe. There is no scorekeeping. Everyone lives each day for himself or herself, no matter what they did. No one owes anything to anyone, no matter what happened. And from this, I hope you most get is that whatever you do next, you do it for the joy it brings you. Rock on, the universe. We love our quotes from Mike Dooley in the universe, reminding ourselves that it's really ultimately all about us. Though I know that kind of sounds a little weird, but really it's how we show up in the world, what we do, how we participate in life. It's all for our own enjoyment. It's all for our own growth. It's not about the other person. It's not about what we're doing for other people, to other people. It's what we're here experiencing for ourselves. How are we here developing, growing, enjoying life? You've heard me say it before many times. You can't have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. And that's what we're here to learn, having a happy journey. And to do it, we do it just for the joy of it. When we go for a walk in the park or a walk in the woods or watching the sunset or the sunrise, whatever appeals to you, we do it for the sheer joy of it. So, a wonderful quote from the universe. Let's see what Abraham has in store for us today. When you withdraw your attention from those things that are not pleasing and you put your attention upon those things that are pleasing, those pleasing things begin to become more abundant, and those not pleasing things become more rare, until eventually those not pleasing things cannot be a part of your experience because you have eliminated your attraction factor from your vibration. What you think and what you get always matches. Abraham. A very interesting quote from Abraham, and it's one that I think really goes to the heart of law of attraction. As someone said to me the other day, it's not about running away from something, it's about running towards something. And, so often we put so much energy into, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this situation, I don't want to be around this person, I don't want to be doing this anymore. And it's all the don'ts in our life. And the more we focus on the don'ts in our life, that's actually taking energy away from the do's in our life. Whereas if we focus more on the do's in our life, I do want to hang out with my friends today. I do want to do this kind of work. I do want to support people. I do want to interview amazing guests on my podcast and radio show. I do want to be the kind of person who empowers and uplifts and inspires people. The more we focus on the do instead of the don'ts, the more the things that uplift us and inspire us and give more joy to us, the more those things start showing up in our lives. And hopefully, eventually, as we train ourselves and we practice and we do it over and over and over again, that then it will become such a natural part of us that those things that we don't want in our life just aren't there because we've made no room for them in our energy. It's all about the things we do want in our life. It's about the experiences we do want in our life. It's about the people we do want in our life. Oh, a big thank you to our Facebook viewers on the Facebook live stream today. Ben, Joe, Nick, thank you all. Some unusual people. My regular peeps don't come. So anyway, two wonderful quotes from Abraham and from the universe. And because I have such an interesting special guest who I also get, I would say, his quotes of the day, which has to do with the cards of the day. And I'll let him explain it, but let me just give you the quote for the day of what we are playing today. And we're all about play today. Today we play the 3 of Hearts and the 5 of Clubs. And the heartfelt passion is flowing. It can be so strong that you don't know how to express all the emotion that you're feeling. What to create with all this energy? Plus, you may wonder about the sexual energy that is stirred up inside your loins. It could mean that you have a romantic tryst today. It could also mean that your heart is divided by passion, torn between different possibilities. It's your choice to feel your feelings today for what they are, without judgment, which could mean getting extra insight from a third party, like a couple of people on a radio program, to help you triangulate your bearings. Speak out this lovely reality for yourself today. I trust my heart completely. To play your cards right today, remember the advice from Star Wars for the would-be Jedi and trust your feelings. A wonderful third quote for the day. And I will actually let my guest, I'll introduce him momentarily, but first I'll let him talk about what they're all about. So that was an interesting couple of quotes about a couple of cards, the 3 of Hearts and the, what was the clubs? And the 5 of Clubs. So what was that all about?
The quote-unquote ordinary deck of 52 playing cards is actually an ancient book that's been hidden in plain sight, which is, of course, the best place to hide anything.
Isn't it always?
And yet, what we've taken as a game to play poker or go fish or rummy is actually a book of wisdom that shows us the mathematical fabric of reality. Like there are 52 cards and 52 weeks in the year. Every day are different cards to play. And so what you read, Sam, is my daily blog where I'm writing the inspirational message of the cards of the day. For instance, yesterday was the 4 of Hearts. Today is the 3 of Hearts.
Right.
And it moves through in sequential order like that. And what I've found is that as we start to pay attention to the energies that are present each day, we start to notice the magic of the day. We get in harmony with the energies that are already present, but perhaps were hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And so let me introduce my wonderful audience. To my guest today. This is So you shine your light and make your greatest impact. He is the best-selling author of the book Play Your Cards Right, A Sacred Guide to Life on Earth. He is also the founder of the nonprofit organization Life Elevated. Alexander has been trained as a Roman Catholic priest, initiated as a Swami in India, and apprenticed to indigenous shamans. He is a Harvard graduate and former Wall Street consultant. Welcome to the Conscious Consultant, Alexander.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
For all people on my Facebook, if you have any questions throughout the hour for Alexander or myself, please feel free to just type in the comments and I'll read off the questions and we'll answer them for you. And a big shout out to Fred for joining us on the Facebook live stream as well. So you have quite an interesting background. Trained as a Roman Catholic priest, initiated as a Swami, you've worked with shamans, you've done it all.
I was looking for answers. It started for me in earnest at age 17. I had grown up Roman Catholic and been forced to go to Catholic school and all of that kind of rigmarole.
What was the name of your Catholic school?
It was first St. Anthony's, and then it was St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Ah, wonderful. The local...
Go Raiders.
the local parochial school in my neighborhood was called Our Lady of Angels, but the joke was there were no angels in that school.
Ouch, ouch. My schools were actually good schools. It's just that the Catholic religion imposed far too many restrictions on me that as a grown-up, I've done a lot of deconditioning to unlearn all of that conditioning. But it was in the Roman Catholic context that I had a spiritual awakening. At age 17, I went on a retreat offered by my Catholic high school. And it was from that experience that I set out on my quest to search for answers.
What was that experience like? Was it a deep meditation, prayer, or...?
No. Well, there was a priest who came to talk to us at the retreat, and his talk really moved me. I went afterwards to go sit with him in what's called a face-to-face confession style. We're just talking like this. And afterwards, he stood up to pray the traditional prayer, one that I had heard umpteen times growing up. Nothing ever happened, right? Just religious dogma.
Right.
Not this time. He stood up to pray for me, put his hands on my forehead like this, and the moment that he did, something went whoosh right through my body from head to toe. It was like a split-second flash of water and electricity all at once, and I felt washed clean, and I was actually in tears afterwards. And I knew in that moment that there was something real behind all the religious dogma. And that set me on my quest.
Wow.
What is this? What is that that just happened to me? And, needless to say, it led me deep into Christianity at first.
Of course, because that's where it came to you from.
That's where it came to me from. And it took me a while to distinguish that the experience was its own thing and that we can have that in any context. But that took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm sure. And it's really interesting because I've had many people on my show who have had some kind of a spiritual awakening, and that's really what that was. But you don't hear it that often in like a traditional context, like Roman Catholicism or Judaism or something like that, but it is possible.
Of course.
And I think that's something that's a really valuable lesson for all of us to keep in mind, that spiritual awakenings can happen in any context, and we shouldn't really judge necessarily where someone's coming from, but it doesn't stop there, right?
That's right. Just being open to what's present.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to go out for our first break. When we come back, I want to learn a little bit more about your background, and then we'll get into how you discovered this magical book that's a guide to our life here on Earth, and we'll get all into that. So everybody, please stay tuned. You're listening to the Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity. My guest this hour is Alexander Dunlop, and we'll be right back after these messages.